Welcome to Good Mythical More. We're continuing with the science because not only are we the Beaker Boys, but we now have our little Beaker Boys with us that we gotta be good examples, show them how much we know about science.
They're fragile.
So Stevie's gonna tell us a scientific principle, and then we are going to have to explain it totally accurately.
Oh yeah, of course. We have engineering
from our beans.
But first, we're gonna play Ready Pet Go. We look at a pet that you submit using the hashtag GMM Ready Pet Go, and then we name it, or we try to guess the name. This submission is from Girl Fietti.
How many cats actually is that?
Well, it's 2 cats worth for sure.
I mean,
is that a third arm or a leg? The middle leg could be a low arm, a low left arm.
I guess it's, you know what I'm realizing? It's a rather large cat scratching its own butthole.
Well, I think he's actually ashamed.
He's covering his butthole?
Lots of cats cover their buttholes in pictures. When you catch them off guard, like, oh no, not now. Not now.
Later.
I didn't say that either.
Well, you imply. Not now.
I'm gonna say
Later.
Chunk.
You think they named him once he got large?
Sometimes you name a cat after they, especially if you like find them. If you found a cat this big, you would name it something big.
If you found a cat in that position, would you adopt it?
You probably wouldn't find a cat. No feral cats ever look this way. That's the thing. This is a pampered cat, right? This is a cat
That's a well-fed cat.
it has a home, is inside a lot.
I just hope that somebody doesn't bust through that door really quickly.
Oh, don't worry, the door is not gonna be okay. The cat is gonna be just fine.
Okay, well then I call this cat Doorstop.
Okay, what do we got?
Max. Yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
See? Max.
Definitely. That's a maximalist cat right there. How's your eye?
Got a
little glow stick in it?
It's burning a little bit.
Is it though?
Jenna came up and said, I talked to Poison Control. I don't know if she didn't call. I mean, she consulted with the website and said, you're gonna be fine. You might experience a little pain. And I don't know if it's just because she said that now there's a little burning sensation on my eyelid, but I kind of like it.
Stevie, what's your cat's name?
Well, when I got my cat, I named her Evelyn because I was like, oh, that's weird. But then it became difficult to call the cat that. So then it was shortened to Evie, which I realize rhymes with Stevie, and it's weird.
Oh, gosh.
That's my cat's name.
Well,
Yeah, wow.
Apologies all around
Shoot,
here.
well, you got to start over.
Yeah,
You got to start over.
she's pretty old now, so.
Just call her Min. It's the opposite.
Oh.
Of Max.
All right, so give us our first
She has
thing.
lost quite a bit of weight in her old age.
Yeah, see?
And we will tell you.
What's
how it
in your
works.
boy? Anything in your boy?
There's nothing in there, but I've got a dum-dum here. I've got a
Dum
Jolly
dum
Rancher.
here, a dum dum there. Let's see if my boy's taking any notes.
Give us the first one, Stevie.
Thrust.
Thrust is the act of taking the middle part of your body and moving it back and forth in a gyrating motion in order to move something or potentially insert something on your body into something else.
But I do want to clarify, thrust is only the forward motion. The backward motion is called
The opposite of thrust, which is
the durst. You got the thrust and the durst, which is why Fred called himself that, because he was always pulling out of the charts.
Fred called himself what? I missed the middle part. Thrust?
Durst.
Okay.
The Limp Bizkit guy. He's always pulling out of the charts.
I thought you were talking about Fred, the big YouTuber.
I've got a clipboard in here. Is that correct, Stevie? A thrust is the.
Yes.
Oh gosh, this is a big.
Also, alternative definition for those that want it. Thrust is a reaction force described in Newton's third law. When a system expels or accelerates mass in one direction, The accelerated mass will cause a thrust force of equal magnitude,
Right.
but opposite direction to be applied to that system. So a rocket expelling gas towards the ground causes an equal force, thrust, to move it in the opposite direction.
Crazy.
It's kind of like if you fart in order to move your pelvis forward.
Well, I do.
Right. It's like there has to be a backwards force that sends the pelvis forward for it to actually be thrusting. So what would that be besides a fart? I don't know. It can be anything.
I mean, I think it's just my hips.
I think we just justified farting while thrusting.
Well, I don't know. I think we should maybe
Yeah.
think more about that.
Defer to others.
We should think more about that.
Well, give us another one.
The physics of boomerangs.
The physics of boomerangs, it's actually psychic because you got this thing. All boomerangs are made from anxious wood. Mm-hmm. Anxious wood, it has separation anxiety. So it doesn't like to be apart from its owner. There's an imprinting.
And I'll
kinda
go
like
a step
duckling.
further than that. And
You
say,
throw it and it's scared. So
the
it
wood
comes
is so
back.
anxious, not only does it want to come back to you, but it does not want to be caught by anyone else. And it doesn't want to get lost, is the main thing. You know, it's like a little kid at the mall.
Right.
You know, then the first thing you do, you get separated from your mom, and what do?
Right.
Mom! That's a boomerang's mind. The whole time it's in the air.
It's the saddest projectile.
Yeah. I
And
feel sorry for all boomerangs.
if your boomerang doesn't come back to you, that means it would rather die.
Yeah, it's like a child running away.
Thank you.
Next one. Unless you have a different explanation.
An alternative answer is a returning boomerang has 2 or more aerofoil section wings arranged so that when spinning, they create unbalanced aerodynamic forces that curve its path into an ellipse, returning to its point of origin when thrown correctly. Fun fact. There are non-returning boomerangs as well that are traditionally used as weapons.
Yeah.
They're typically heavier and designed to be thrown in a straight line to properly hit a target.
Yeah, it's not really a boomerang.
Yeah.
There's a lot of TikToks of people throwing boomerangs. Saw a guy in a gas station parking lot. He was throwing it over the gas station, and it was coming back to him. And he did it 5 times in a row,
Really?
and it never got old. I watched until the end.
You did? Huh. Because you kept thinking something else was going to happen, or it's just satisfying?
I was like, why does this have 3 million views?
And the answer is?
I think a lot of people were asking the same question. Why does this have 1 million views? Got the video to. Why does this have 2 million views? Got the video to. Why does this have 3 million views?
There is something about a boomerang that, like, it seems like it would be very satisfying to successfully
I get you one.
catch it.
I can get you one.
Yeah,
I know
but,
a guy.
But you can't give me the ability to throw it properly.
I'm going to get you one of the ones that you can't mess up. The 3-pronged ones.
Like from Arobi or Nerf.
Yeah, they're made for kids.
Do you think that we are like especially view trained and view conscious, or do you think everybody is?
Are you talking about like
What do you mean?
the way that I just analyzed that video?
Yeah, because I do the exact same thing. Like I look at
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
You check the view count to know if it's worth watching.
Yeah, well, on TikTok, it's more of the like count because
Uh-huh.
that's right there. But
Yeah,
I do it. Yeah.
Well, I often, what happens with me is if it doesn't have a lot of likes, like if it's got single digit likes, skip no matter what. I don't care
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
So you do look at it.
Because I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm
that's
not
what
going
I'm
to
saying.
contribute to this. I'm not going to be the reason that this thing gets views.
The algorithm is making you the guinea pig at that point.
Yeah. Well, there was also a period of time where I felt like TikTok was doing it more than they are now, where you'd get, in a sesh, you'd get a few of those.
But it also allows you to be the cool kid who's the first in on something. Is that not intriguing to y'all?
Well, I guess my main question is like, do other people do that?
Well,
or is
Rhett
that,
doesn't.
no, I'm saying we are hyper conscious of views because
We're in the
that's-
industry.
Yeah.
It's our job.
Oh, you
I don't
didn't
know.
really answer my question.
I think a lot.
I don't do it.
I think a lot of people look at the like count to decide if the community has decided that this is good. I think that's a big part of it.
Okay. So we're not special, is what you're saying?
And I also got to tell you that based on my limited experience, the times I have watched the ones with very little likes, I'm like, I know why nobody likes this.
But
And I'm like, I'm going to waste my time on this.
so there's no thrill in being an early adopter.
But that's where following accounts comes in. Because if I follow the person and I'm like, oh, this is a person that makes interesting content. Oh, I think I'm early to one of their videos. I'll watch it.
I saw a TikTok that had, a decent amount, like, over 2 million likes, which is quite a decent amount.
Yeah.
And it had, launched. This is not an exciting story. It launched like
sounds pretty
2
exciting.
days. 2 days prior. I could tell via the comments because that's also what I look for. And then someone had commented an hour before me viewing it, "This is going to go big." And I thought,
Yeah.
this is a man who
Too late, bro.
He's not looking at
certainly
the
a man.
likes.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
not looking at the likes.
to be a big one. I can tell right now. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
I haven't fully I just haven't gotten into the right TikTok spot. I don't know what place it holds in my life yet.
You know what? This is really interesting because my perspective on this zone that you're talking about, my experience with this is that I have like 2 or 3 moods that I can be in, and I would like to be able to register my mood with TikTok. Because sometimes it's just like, I want to watch people talking about philosophical stuff. I want to watch like, I'm into deconstruction talk, people talking about that stuff. And then there are times when I'm just like, I want to see the dumbest possible stuff that I can. And that's not the same mood.
And you don't want to switch accounts.
And right. So it's just like, I'm a person that has different moods, TikTok. Figure it out, bro.
Yeah. That is I wonder if they do correlate like time of day.
Time of day. Oh, I know what mood he's in right now. I know what I want to show him right now. I feel like I need to be able to register my mood when I log in.
But if you start with an account that corresponds to that particular mood that you already follow,
And you watch the whole video.
it should.
It's like, okay, he's in that mood. All right. Maybe it works that way.
I bet it does do a little bit of that.
I also like to
giving you
watch weird things that happen at church. That's one of my favorite categories. Like, people do some crazy stuff at church, man. Like pastors doing weird. Last night I watched one where it was a pastor who saw a guy falling asleep while he was preaching.
Okay.
And he was like, and he called him by name. And he called him boy. He was like, boy. He was a Southern preacher. And he goes out there and he goes into the audience.
Was it a boy?
And no, it was like a 25-year-old. He like wakes him up. And then while he realizes that while he's in the audience, this is the perfect opportunity to begin just blasting anybody he wants to by name. He says, and I'm supposed to marry y'all. And you know what? You're not serious. And then he goes and talks about individual
Who's filming
people.
this?
It's a big church, so there's like a
live
because
stream
he's like,
situation?
and then he's like, I guess y'all are following me around with the camera back in the video room. Speaking of the video room, and then he's like, Doug, you've turned the video room into a hangout for the youth. And he's like, and listen, and then
This is not a bit.
it's incredible. It's one of the best TikToks I've ever seen for me and my personality. And then he says, and then the guy who works in the video booth, his mom is in the congregation, and he's like, Lurleen, when I'm talking to him, I'm his pastor, but when I'm talking to you, I'm your pastor. And you don't stop me from talking to him. I mean, first of all, the guy's deeply disturbed, an egomaniac, a narcissist, like many preachers. It literally talks about the congregation submitting to him, but it's so entertaining because he's like, I got my chance. I'm going to start calling people by name.
And it all started because that boy was sleeping.
Yeah, and so that's the kind of stuff I love to watch on TikTok. And there's whole accounts that are just devoted to finding preachers doing dumb stuff on, while they're preaching, and it's just so entertaining to me. I love it.
I gotta find my thing.
Hold on, you would love this, by the way.
Oh, I would love
I'm going
that.
to show you that video. You're going to love it.
Yeah. Give us another.
Tell me about black holes.
Oh well, that cat was covering his earlier.
Yeah. It's any orifice that when you look into it, and we know that you are. Lurleen, your son is back there in the
Video
sound
room.
booth looking in holes left and right. And let me tell you, I'm his pastor just as much as I'm yours.
Every time I show up to that video room, Doug is looking at another black hole. It's just one black hole after another, and you should be ashamed doing that on the church computer.
Any circular environment with no lighting on the other side of its rim is a black hole to me.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So that's it. That's what we're talking
And
about.
it beckons.
Yes, a black hole is a place in space where gravity pulls so much that even light cannot get out. The gravity is so strong because matter has been squeezed into a tiny space. It can occur through a massive event like a star dying and collapsing in on itself.
And they just discovered that there's many more black holes than they thought. I think that's one of the things that came out of that scientific discovery that was really legitimate and big.
Yeah.
That
People were
no
excited
one can
about
really explain.
who weren't us.
But we
Because
were
we're not smart enough.
well, no. But I don't know if you were outside at the time.
I was.
So we were at Science Mike's house for his birthday party, and
You got him started.
well, so Mike doesn't do this as a public personality anymore because he's kind of behind the scenes and he's doing his own thing and he doesn't want to be like on camera all the time. So it's like I said, Mike, I would like you to explain this new discovery. And this is the thing that you probably heard like Hank Green talk about it, right? If you follow Hank Green. So it's this whole idea that they've been able to like to measure gravitational waves and it's kind of complex, but when Mike explained it, it was so fascinating to me. And then the way he said, and what we will be able to do with this information in the next 9 to 11 years, I just remember him saying that,
Yeah.
is basically, it all came down to we're going to be able to look at the actual moment of the birth of the universe in like a decade. And it was just like, man, I felt like I just watched a guy say something that would be a TikTok that had 10 million views and 3 million likes, and I just got it right here in the backyard.
Yep.
And I thought about I should be filming this right now.
And you told
I should be filming this and
you
posting it.
he told you about it just now, and I gotta say it wasn't the same.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I skipped about
Talking about it,
12 different steps.
You didn't really tell anything about it. You just told that he
No,
told
because
us
if I
about it.
began to try to explain what he told me,
I think that's gonna be.
I would get lost.
That's gonna be a new channel. I had a friend who told me about something that was amazing, but I'm only telling you that he told me, and I'm not really telling you the amazing part.
yeah.
But you're saying we'll be able to look back in time?
So right now we have the ability to look to approximately, I'm throwing out the number, 400,000 years after the birth of the universe based on the background radiation waves, basically. Because you look back at the beginning of time because we've got all this stuff coming at us in these different waves, and it's got to be wavelengths that we can interpret. And the wavelength that goes back the furthest that we can read with like a certain type of telescope is something that sees infrared light, I think. I'm sort of guessing here. And that gets us back to 400,000 years after the birth of the universe. Or some number that's like that. And Mike is saying that gravity, there's gravitational waves and that we can read them. And they've had this thing that is somewhere on Earth and it's like 3 miles long.
There's
Gravitational every time a gravitational wave comes, the distance between this large thing that they measure somewhere on Earth that's like 3 miles changes by like an atomic level distance based on a gravitational wave, right? And they can look at this and read the gravitational waves. They just developed the ability to use the entire solar system or the entire galaxy from like one pulsar over here to one pulsar over here to create a much larger scale to read these gravitational waves. And according to Mike, they're going to gather this data over the next decade and they can basically use a gravitational wave telescope to look back at the beginning of the universe. And he thinks that based on the data that will be gathered, they might develop the theory of everything, which explains why everything is.
And by that point, I had 3 old fashions, so I was.
Yeah, Mike was
kinda
also making old fashions and had order forms for people. Of course he did. Then he would then leave and get up and go make one and then come back. But yeah, so I mean, I probably botched that whole thing, but Chase was kind of nodding along, like he's been paying attention. So yeah, I think we're going to discover why we're here in about 10 years.
Sit tight.
Good Mythical Evenings right around the corner. We're going to be going live on August 24th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Get your tickets now at goodmythicalevening.com.